Hey guys, welcome to the DADCast. It's me, your host James, and I got my buddy Claude. Say hi, Claude.
Hello.
And say hello, George.
Hello.
Anyway, so we're here on the DADCast, episode 3. Unfortunately, Skylar... I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry.
You're a bitch.
What happened?
I'm used to this. So that's fine. I was just gonna get you back later. I still am. But...
Yeah, you just gonna come to my house and shoot me?
No, that's not what I'm gonna do. It's fine. Continue what you were saying.
That's good. I'm glad you won't be a statistic, George. I always appreciate that about you, is that you're willing to make sure that you're not a statistic.
Can't be a statistic to someone who's autistic. Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Anyway, Skylar couldn't make it because he's a bitch, and Henry once again could not make it because he is stuck in the basement while a terrorist searches for him and his infidel roommate. But enough.
Damn.
But enough about that. Let's get into weeks real quick.
Oh God, that's strong.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. Thank you for the confirmation, George. I appreciate that. So George, we'll start with your week because we usually have you go last. I want you to go first.
All right. Well, this week I dumped a lot of time into Final Fantasy 15 Comrades.
Nice.
It's really solid, really good. And I like the character creation. The gameplay, they actually did something I didn't think 15 would do. They actually got me to use magic because they changed the whole magic system. And it's really fucking...
Wait, the magic changes from the base game?
Yeah, because like in the base game, it's like, alright, I see what they were trying to do, but it was like really shitty. Like the magic is like its own separate thing. It's like a grenade kind of sort of.
Like it was only really good for like once you mix enough things, it's like, hey, here's your experience multiplier. Like this is the only time I ever used magic in that game.
Exactly. But like in Comrades, what they do is like if you have a weapon that has like fire element to it, right? Then you can, with just pressing while still using the weapon, you can just press I think L2 and triangle, or L2 and triangle, and you just do the spell, and you can do it as many times as much MP as you have, and it's great.
Reminds me a little bit of
that,
Kingdom Hearts and shortcuts. It reminds me that magic system reminds me of Kingdom Hearts and like shortcuts.
Yeah, it's probably what they originally meant to do with it, but like things changed and like they wanted to make it feel more like reality, fantasy based in reality, which I can commend, but magic really.
How in depth is the character creation? Like, are we talking like,
alright,
from Sonic Forces to Black Desert Online?
Okay, it's not Black Desert Online. At least I don't think so. It's pretty good. It's not, it's a little bit beyond middle of the road, but it's...
What's the maximum number of like straps you can put on your character or belts?
Oh my God. So like there's at total right now, from what I see, because I haven't unlocked everything, there's at least 4 straps that I know of.
Damn, that's not enough.
It's not. I need that soul bad guy. I need that.
You need him. You need to be soul bad guy.
I need to be soul bad guy. But besides that, it's pretty good. Character creation's pretty solid. The story, even though there's... Oh, actually, slight spoilers. But not really at the same time.
Is there like a story for Comrades?
Huh?
Is there like a story for Comrades? I thought it was just doing like missions.
No, it's definitely a story there. Cause like, alright, you have the fucking cliched, you were a former Kingsglaive, which is like the people that protect the king and like draw from his power from the crystal and all that. But you have amnesia, so you can't remember where you're from, and that's really bad. But they do what they have to do. But who here saw Kingsglaive? Who saw the movie?
I did not.
You did not? Claude, did you?
No, I heard it was terrible. My friend explained what happened.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you remember the fat bastard that caused everything in the movie, Libertas? Did he ever tell you about him?
No, so I heard names, and once again, this is like about a week after the game came out, because I had beaten chapter 2, and I was like, what is all that back stuff? Like that area feels so rushed, like all the stuff happening back home, and he's like, no, it's all explained in the movie. And I told him I was going to watch it. He's like, no, let me just explain. And it was like a very brief synopsis.
Scenes from the movie.
Okay. Well, all right. So that's what this game does. It just rips a ton of cutscenes from the movie and just puts it in to explain what happened. But in the movie, like, there's a dude named Libertas, right? He's part of the Kingsglaive, right? Some of the Kingsglaive members aren't actual members of Insomnia. They're like taken from other places for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably out there somewhere in the fucking shit ton of lore they have. But they're taken, and like he's brought to Insomnia to be Kingsglaive, and he is a Kingsglaive for a while until someone important to him dies, and then he's like, "Oh, fuck the Kingsglaive. We need something different." And he like conspires not to like kill everybody, but like he conspires to like change things, and it ends up killing everybody, and pretty much starts the whole coup that happens in Insomnia that fucks everything up and leaves it in the shambles you see in chapter 15. He's back, and he's still a piece of shit, and yeah, he's like, so far in the game, he like only showed up in the intro, so like you know that he's alive and out there still fucking shit up. Even though he's supposed to be a good guy now, but he's still a fat fuck. But, yeah, that's what I did.
James, did you leave? James, where the fuck are you?
What? No, I'm right here.
It sounded like you were far away for a few seconds.
Well, yeah, because I moved away from my microphone.
I thought you were about to make a comparison between Libertas and James. I was super ready for it.
That's fucked up.
But I thought that's what was gonna happen. But yeah, that's what I did with my week. Comrades and work.
Alright, cool. See, I guess you've been playing that with like Briandi and all them?
Nah.
Oh.
With just random people.
Oh, okay. Is there like a matchmaking system in there to where you could like play with?
Oh yeah, friends? Yeah, definitely.
Right.
It wouldn't be a good online component if they didn't. You can also play it offline if you want. So.
All right, that's interesting. Do you have like AI characters that join you, or?
Yeah, it would be like just AI party members that would join you, and they do much better healing you than your actual real life teammates. That's neither here nor there.
Oh, okay. So Claude, what did you do over the weekend? Over the week? I'm sorry. Thank you.
There's a few things I watched, and I played one game really. I finished Little Witch Academia like tail end of last week, and yeah, it's a stellar show with like super likable characters. I've never had as big a turnaround for like the pseudo rival character, because she's not a rival. She's far better than the main character, and they're not even in the same league. Yeah, there's a lot. The character's name is Diana, and there's a point where like something's gonna happen, and she has to leave, possibly forever. Like the main character's like, I'm not gonna let my rival go. She's like, I've never in any capacity thought you were my rival. Like, she's so stoned, because it's true.
Damn.
It's actually true. That's like if no, it's who's like a no, that doesn't work, because that's like a partnership thing. I can't really think of a situation, but like she's nowhere near what Diana is. But like Diana's kind of like bitchy-ish, but not bitchy enough to be like oh, I'm rooting against her because I want you to be better than her. It's like, no, she's doing her own thing. She's not really paying attention to the main character.
She's too far above the main character to give her. She's indifferent is the word.
Basically, I mean, like they have like some back and forths for things. It's not that she's entirely indifferent, because the main character does affect some things around her. But as a whole, as far as standing at the school and abilities, she doesn't matter to Diana. But by the end of the series, like I ended up like really loving the character Diana, like because they when they got to the episode where they finally flushed out her backstory, like it fucking shot her so far forward.
Have you been watching it dubbed or subbed?
I've been watching it dubbed, or not dubbed, subbed.
Oh, have you listened to the dub at all? How was the?
I've listened to one clip, and like I don't want to be like a weeb about this shit, but like the main character's voice sounded a bit off in English. I don't know why. mainly because I was so used to like the frantic screamings of the Japanese voice actors.
It's okay. That only sounds incredibly weeby. So it's
no,
cool.
I'm not trying to sound it, but like, I'm aware.
Cool. It's cool, George, or Claude, whatever. Both the same.
Wow! All right,
cool. It's cool.
Racist. Gotcha.
Fucking racism out there.
Fucking privilege.
Welcome to the Oreo cast.
No, this week it kind of is.
It really is. I'm
like
in the Discord. I am actually in the center of the podcasting chat.
I need to sit down and think about it, but like out of any Trigger show, the main character Akko from this show might be my favorite Trigger protagonist. Might be. Like, yeah, because I mean, there's that. Because like, it depends on if I count when they were working on stuff at Gynax. Like, if I had to count Kamina and Simone, like,
would you say she's the best female protagonist by Trigger? You had to like narrow it down.
Because like that's even like if we talked about because there's Ryuko from Kill la Kill, and that's like she's great, but I would put her above. Ryuko, but Luluko from Space Patrol Luluko is also great. But yeah, actually no. If I had to just narrow down those two, because I like Ryuko more, or I like Luluko more than Ryuko, but I give Akko like the top spot if I did just do those three.
There's a lot of codes.
Wait, quick question, Claude. Have you seen, since you like Trigger, have you seen Inferno Cop?
Yes, I have.
I would hope so, considering that Inferno Cop is featured in Space Patrol Luluko.
Yeah, it is in the last season of Luluko.
Seasons.
Yeah, they title them seasons, even though it's like 3 episodes per season. it was just a season anime.
Hey man, season 1 of Black Mirror is 3 episodes long. So
is it actually?
Yeah, no, but that's a British show. They do weird things with that.
Yeah, because they do that shit with like Sherlock and stuff.
It's different from my Japanese anime. It's different.
No, like they're the only no, even American shows like they're way different with how they do it. We're like, all right, we have a 4 episodes, like some episodes, some seasons of like Luther. Luther's a really good show. Some seasons are like we have a 3-episode season. Then next year, 3-episode season. Next year, 4-episode season. Next year, 3. Like it's, I don't know why they do seasons of like 3 or 4 episodes, but it's weird.
I mean, we do that here too. We just call it mini series.
Yeah.
Like with what? I can't think of anything off the top.
The Band of Brothers miniseries.
Yeah, there's that. There's
come on, you're gonna be in the military and not know about the greatest miniseries in all of American miniseries. Band of Brothers, the miniseries.
That's bold.
Band of Brothers, the miniseries coming to you this fall on MSNBC.
Wait, this fall?
That's what it's called. Band of Brothers coming to you this fall.
Yep.
I thought you were talking about the old Band of Brothers. I didn't know they were doing anything new.
Oh no, they're not. We're just sponsored by Band of Brothers.
Oh, everyone's sponsored by
Band of Brothers coming to you this fall in 2013.
Get your polio shots ready.
Get them fucking ready, dude.
Get them while they're hot.
Get them while the needle's being disinfected.
Fucking, you're sitting right there watching it happen. It hits the floor. It hits the floor anyway when the doctor drops it. He like, stares for a second, just he shrugs. He's like, eh.
It's like, 5-second rule. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'd be really worried if a doctor did that.
I'd actually leave.
And then the doctor grabs your hand. He's like, "Where are you going, boy?" And it's like,
Why's he got close, boy?
I mean, really though.
Because you're a boy.
Is there something you want to tell us, James?
Hey, look, man. Just because I eat at KFC, I wear a completely white plantation owner's uniform and a hat, and I'm from the South, and I speak with probably an accent to some degree, and I can really do a real good country accent, boy. Now, don't you go running away now, or else I'm gonna... Look, just because I have that does not mean I am a racist. Now, will you please get off my show?
Yourself?
Just because I...
He reminisced on the old days.
The South will rise again. Or something. Just because I have a fucking idol of Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Doug Dimmadome, does not mean that I am racist.
Wow,
God
fucking
damn.
Fairly Odd Parents coming out here.
Just because I have that does not mean I'm a racist. The fact that I explicitly only use the hard R in a black person's presence and look at them while I do it, that's why I'm a racist.
You should try and push that, like, that
How
you were
about
hiding
no?
your real accent and,
How
like, talk
about
like,
no?
talk like Foghorn Leghorn. Like, the
Now,
next
boy,
time.
I said, boy,
you're-
now, don't get dimmadome. No, I'm not.
Now you
gonna
just
do
mixed
that.
a couple things, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, Claude, this is what happens when you have shitty ideas like that. In
No,
your
it's when you
webcomic.
execute them like shit.
Oh, so again, like your webcomic.
My webcomic's doing fine.
What's your webcomic called?
War. We can talk about that later, though.
Real creative. War. What is it? good
Plain,
for?
simple, easily rememberable.
Hey, your comic is just like the actual concept of war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Bam.
It's good enough to get. Oh, never mind. That doesn't even work.
I'm sorry. What else did you do during your fucking week, Claude?
Oh, yeah. I caught up on Junie Tyson, the show I was talking about last week.
Right.
And Jesus, that rabbit guy that we talked about, the one with the. Well, you posted the picture for him.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, for anyone who didn't listen to last week's podcast, what was his name? Like Unagi? Just look up him on Google and have fun with that character design from Junie Tyson.
Good character design.
He is such a problem. He is a massive problem, way more than I expected him to actually have been.
Like a problem for the rest of the cast, or like a problem?
Yes, for everyone. Like he's kind of OP. Like his power is that like if he kills you, he doesn't even need to kill you, to my knowledge. I think you just need to die. And and he can just resurrect you, and
Yeah, that's a little
you
OP.
fight alongside with him. And you keep all the powers. You keep the superpower you had because everyone has one superpower. And what makes him broken is there was a point in this last episode where like one of the zombies that he was controlling had both of his arms cut off, and the two people who were about to fight. The two separate arms jumped at their throats and is fucking strangling them to death.
Oh.
Like the limbs can move on their own. All he has to do is give the body an order, and regardless of what happens, it will execute that. And his order is like, kill this one specific person, but if you run across other people, kill them too. So
What's the
it's
what's the overall quality of the show, would you say?
what do you mean? Like
What
in terms
how do you like the show?
the show's very good. The first episode is like I mentioned, like edgelord bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very good show, like surprisingly good. After the first episode, I didn't think I'd watch more. I'm like, you know what? Let me give it like 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 became 4. I'm like, oh boy, what happened here? It does something very unique. It does like the death game thing right. Because
Does it?
most death games will do this thing where you're introduced to a character before it starts. Like their backstory. They're kind of the protagonists. Like they show us, like, all right, I'm X person, and here's how come my life was shit and whatnot. And I got put into this death game either by my choice or by accident, and now I'm in it to win it for this reason. Like shows like Batum, like Mirai Nikki, like basically every death game will do that.
Oh, okay.
And you'll follow the protagonist, and they're going to win at some point. That you're just seeing their struggles. Well, in Junie Tyson, they do build up a character. They build up her backstory, and one of the things that had me staying on here is like you see her part of her backstory, which is her like running through an area and like fighting people, most of it hand to hand, and the animation's very fluid, like surprisingly good looking. Like I'm like, oh shit. And you see this, and she gets bodied at the end of the first episode. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be my main character, and she gets hard worked by the rabbit guy.
All right, that's a good what's the word? Subversion.
Yeah, so they because what happens is they're all together, and when they get in there, if one person's already dead, it's part of there was a teaming of 2 brothers, they're twins, Dragon and Snake.
Oh, nice.
And
that's
she
neat,
walks in
'cause
there.
Dragons are like an extension of snakes. Okay, I like that.
She walks in there, and then Snake is like on the floor dead. And she's like, "What?" And she looks up, and the rabbit guy's right next to him, and his sword's covered in blood. She's like, "Hey, don't look at me like that. I didn't do it."
I didn't do it.
Yeah, it's basically, he's like, "It wasn't me. Stop looking at me like that." And then like the tournament actually starts, and something happens where like the floor is destroyed underneath them all, and she like stays in the area. Everyone else leaves, and she sees the rabbit guy, and she makes her own plan of like, okay, here's what's gonna happen. He has those two swords. He's gonna rush in. She had like two, like, I don't even know what type of gun to call that, but they were two like ridiculous guns. She's like, I'm gonna just fucking shoot at him, keep shooting, and he'll probably wait for me to run out of ammo. My ability is, I think it's called like, I don't remember what it's called, but basically she could just like reload her gun like just mentally. Like she doesn't have to do anything. The gun will just instantly be reloaded or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It's not really explored too much. Well, she's like, all right, and she's about to start shooting at him when like she does a whole like Sherlock Holmes thing from the movies where like he plans out his actions. So as she's about to shoot, like she just gets grabbed from behind, and she's like, "What?" And she gets stabbed through the throat.
Nothing.
And as she's looking behind her, it's like it's that headless body, and that's where you learn that guy has the power to bring the dead back to life under his own whim. And he was like, "Yeah, I lied. I did kill that guy. I'm sorry.
My bad. You got me. Damn.
You got me.
Yeah.
And
I'm
now I got you. Hey, George, they're on the same wavelength.
It's and it's really good. Like there's one other character who I was like, huh?
Nothing.
There's one other character who like I was like they seem like the stand-in protagonist because there's a lot like there's a lot they have going on too. Like they have the most noble person
later.
No, they die 2 episodes later.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Holy shit! Like they were shown to be outclassing the person they dealt with. I don't know if you care if I spoil this or if you want to watch it.
I'll probably end up watching it actually. How many episodes has it been?
I think they're at episode 6 right now.
Okay. You think it's gonna be like a standard seasonal 24 episodes or so?
It'll be less. It'll be like 12, man. Like already half of the cast is dead.
Damn.
At least one person dies per episode, and if someone doesn't die that episode, 2 people die the next episode.
Oh, okay.
Like they're they're at episode 6 or 7 or wherever they're at, and of this tournament of 12 people, like 5 are left.
Okay.
So I don't see any possible way that they'd stretch this out.
Just
past
wait.
that I played. I mean, it's possible. I don't see how or why, especially in this like new kind of like seasonal anime state where it's like shows tend to be 12 episodes unless they got something special going on with them.
Right.
So I do full and well expect it to be 12 episodes. Played more Evil Within 2. The game is a colossal jump in quality from the first game. The enemy designs and all I like a lot more. I got that power up recently, the one you have to save 75,000 for to make like basically bullet time. Like I'm moving in the stop time. It's so strong. It's so stupidly strong. Yeah.
So now you're gonna start leveling up your stamina.
Quick question, Claude. For the second game, do you have to like know everything that happened in the first game, or?
They kind of explain it, but in
Also, is the story good in the second game, or is it just the gameplay and everything else that's good?
It's hard to say. I'm on chapter 11 right now. I've been playing it.
Yeah, I'm on 14.
Wow, you fucking blazed past me.
I've been playing the last few days. Yeah,
dude, you were on chapter 8 like 2 days ago, like a day ago.
Yeah, the last couple days, it has been hard to put down because I've made it's one of those things where like those days where I was just like doing a lot of playing, like before I talked to you, I was mostly clearing out the areas and exploring. Like I cleared out almost everything for me to do, so then it became just a point of me going through the story because I did everything on the side.
Well, shit, now I've got to play tonight after this podcast.
It is fucking solid. The story can get kind of goofy. Like there's one legitimate part of it I don't understand, and maybe you can explain this to me, James. His plan is I'm gonna go through here and save my daughter, and we're gonna get away from Mobius. I can get that plan, but you have to go back to the real world and your body's there. How are you going to get out with your daughter?
Well,
I don't understand what your plan is.
I mean, you're past me, so you should have met that one particular person that is, what's her fucking name? The girl that betrayed you in the first game.
Kidman.
I mean,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but that's still, like...
I guess
the evil overlord is there with his cronies, and literally everyone else in Moby is there. How would that work out? Because they're monitoring everything.
I think it's just hopeful thinking, or maybe he's just really banking on the plan.
Well, he didn't know about the plan beforehand.
No,
he was just like, I'm gonna get her out of here.
I know. I'm trying to be vague for the sake of other people who are listening, aka George.
All two and a half of them.
We actually saw like there's 11 people, 15 people tops. So I'm sorry to you, 15 people.
More.
And 61 people watch the Dojin Dan review. If that gets 100 views, I'll make a new one.
Also, quick side note, Claude, do you intend on ever playing the Comrades thing in 15?
Probably not. Mainly because I lent it to a friend, and like I'm so cold on the game because I beat it a while ago, and I have other games I need to play. Like I still need to go back and beat Yakuza. I still need to beat Fractured But Whole. What else is there? I know I have like 4 or 5 games I need to beat. And then
I was just gonna say, don't like look up Final Fantasy like on YouTube, because like there's a shit ton of spoilers for like who the bosses are.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't care, then do.
It's not that I don't care. It's been so long since I've like, because I really liked 15, but it's been literally a year. So it's like, hey man, did you love? I don't know, what's some random game I loved. I can't even think of a game I loved.
Boku no Pico, Bible Black.
Hey,
all right.
Did you love Boku no Pico, the video game? I'm like, I don't know how this was made, but sure. It's like, well, we have an expansion, Boku no Pico no James, made by James.
What the fuck?
As the police raid your house as we speak. Put your hands up
on the ground.
And then they see you have Boku no Pico, and then they just open fire with automatic weapons.
Wait, but you're not legally allowed to have the...
Open and shut case.
Mm-hmm. Case closed.
Last thing I did was I watched Justice League. I won't go into spoilers, but I severely despise that movie.
Really? I mean, yeah. Well, I haven't seen it yet,
Justice League?
Yes.
Right.
The two things that make me say this are very personal reasons. It's not saying the movie is bad. I don't think it's a good movie in general. But the things that make me despise it are like my 2 big things. One, The Flash is my favorite DC hero. They completely ruined him in this movie. Like he's so far from what the Flash is that was like a slap in the face anytime I saw that. It's basically what they did with Berserk 2016. Like why would you do this? The second is I really don't like Superman. I like Superman in the animated series, the Justice League series, and like a few comics. But as a whole, I do not like Superman. And this movie is the fetishization of how much better Superman is at literally everything than every other member of the Justice League.
If you hate that, you should read fucking Mark Miller's goddamn Dark Knight Returns Part 3, man. They just fetishize the fuck out of that, man. There's literally, even though it's like crazy, because like in the first issue or like the first part of it, or the first Dark Knight Returns story, it's literally just deconstruction of how Superman is horrible. But like, I guess in his old age, he's just like, you know what? Maybe Superman isn't all that bad. There's literally like a part in the comic where like Flash, I guess, has his legs broken, right? And like it was some really like off-kilter joke, and like Superman sees him and he's like, oh my god, and it's like Flash is like, oh, every time you say God, I feel like I should just put a mirror to your face so you can see yourself or whatever the fuck. I don't know. It was stupid. Pretty much it was stupid.
This movie, like, Batman rode Superman's dick so hard. Like, like impossibly hard. Like I think at least 25% of his dialogue was about how Superman was the best.
I
He was
mean,
the greatest
yeah,
hero, the strongest man with the nicest abs and the biggest, meatiest dick. Like that's basically how he talked anytime Superman came up in conversation.
Biggest, meatiest, girthy. But fucking
Superman's meaty cock saves the Justice League. Like that's basically what the movie should be called.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that should be every movie that Superman is featured in. Even in movies that he's not featured in. There should be Marvel movies that should be called that.
Injustice 2 featuring Superman's big meaty cock.
Top billing. Superman's big meaty cock always gets top billing. So really, it's Superman's big meaty cock featuring the Justice League.
Okay. I won't spoil this part, but like it gets to a point. Like the Avengers did a really good thing on their first movie. Like even the character who isn't as strong, you know, like let's just say Hawkeye. Like everyone was doing something to show that they mattered there. Hawkeye was thinning out the numbers from people in the sky. Black Widow was helping fight people on the ground and eventually went up and got the staff. Like everyone was doing something there. In this movie, I won't give any spoilers, but like the villain, all right, first off, the villain was a nothing villain. He felt about as
Steppenwolf? Yeah,
he felt about as cool / important to the world as Ultron in Age of Ultron. So he was very lackluster. And the heroes, like everyone who's fought him has gotten their ass beat. The Justice League collectively, not even beating him when it comes time for their ultimate plan, they are struggling to stop him from getting to Cyborg, just trying to impede his path, and they're having a hard time doing this. By the time Superman shows up, Superman like punches him twice, and he has a hard time getting back to his feet. Like at the end of the movie, when you look at things in the context, is like this whole problem could have been solved by Cyborg, Superman, and maybe one other of them. Like,
oh wait, what do you mean Superman comes back? I didn't see that coming.
Everyone knew Superman would, and that part of the plan is actually it makes me hate it even more. But
I really wish they didn't show that info. Like, you know he's gonna come back. I just wish they didn't just ham it into you like in Dawn of Justice.
And that scene makes it even stupider. Like the whole scene, like where the dirt rises from the ground, makes no sense now. Like it like things in this movie actively make things make less sense. Like it's like the big one about like the whole how does Superman not know who Batman is? It is talked about multiple times that Batman has been doing stuff in Gotham for 20 years. Superman, apparently he's right next to you in the city right next to you. How has it been 20 years and you don't know this man exists? The Flash knows this man exists on sight. Like he sees a Batarang in that scene that we all see in the trailers, and it's like, you're Batman. I'm like, good. I'm glad that Clark Kent's such a great reporter, and he knows everything that's going on.
Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter. Like I feel like they're trying to make up because, like in Dawn of Justice, they pretty much just like took a dump all over Superman. So like I feel like they're trying to make up that because that was pretty much Batman's movie or whatever.
This one's half Batman, but like he sucks in this movie. Like in my opinion, I don't think this is. Yeah, I do not think he's done. I liked him in Batman, Superman. Like a lot of people don't, but like I think he did a good job there personally.
Oh yeah, he had like one of the best fight scenes in a Batman.
Oh god, yeah, that scene was fantastic. But no, in this one, I feel the exact opposite. I'm like, wow, I would rather Batman not have even been in this movie. Last thing I'll say, once again, no spoilers, there are 2 end credit scenes. The first one is kind of like a nothing like joking thing. The second is a setup to the next movie, which makes it even more upsetting because I won't spoil the ending as far as how to beat the villain. But let's think about it. Iron Man is the first superhero movie to come out, like as far as like starting these big universes coming together, and that came out in 2008. Since like every superhero movie to come out from then, how the ending with how the ending with Steppenwolf happens might just be the most unsatisfactory ending I've ever seen to a comic movie. And that is all I have to say on Justice League.
Hurts.
Well,
but on the flip side of things, though, it's looking like they might just like can the whole like universe. Like the
That
whole,
would be a
like,
godsend, and it sucks because Wonder Woman was great, and it sucks that Wonder Woman has to share the same universe as them.
You know, I talked about this with a friend. I feel like DC might actually just go like full on, because like they're like knocking it out of the park with their women superheroes right now, even though it's one. But it's pretty much, it's not guaranteed, but it's kind of guaranteed that the Josh Whedon Batgirl movie, that's gonna be good. It's not 100%, but it's like it's gonna be a good movie. And like from what I remember hearing, the Gotham City Sirens movie, it's gonna be directed by like someone who's really good at or pretty much what they do, and written by good writers too. So they might just go full on, just expand upon their female side of things, which would be good too, because there aren't that many female superhero movies, and we're never getting a Black Widow movie, nor do I want one.
No, I don't want one.
Then again, maybe Captain Marvel will be good. I doubt it, but
I mean, I'm holding hopes up because like on the Marvel side especially, there's not really a reason for me to doubt them. They're not like DC, who have a horrendous track record of 5 movies and only one of them's good. Like,
yeah.
like
I
they
mean,
have.
I thought a Man of Steel was.
I did not like Man of Steel at all. But like personally, like I said at the beginning of this, I have a bias where I do not like Superman unless he's done in a very particular way. I don't like him.
I'm impartial to Superman. Sometimes he can be good, but usually
Superman is literally the worst superhero.
No, Cyclops
the
is.
worst.
No, Cyclops isn't that bad.
Cyclops is
being
terrible.
Cyclops being bad is a meme.
He's actually
Okay.
terrible. Like I've always hated him.
He's like actually
ignoring the meme
borderline
culture.
villain some of the times too.
He's such an
But
ass
Superman
guy.
is an actual villain.
No, how?
When the few times he does villain stuff, like on the side comics,
Literally
those are the
almost
most
every
interesting
time.
things.
Exactly, and every time Cyclops does it, it's just horrible. and
Superman is a
terrible.
villain to humanity.
How?
You're
Ow.
basically Lex
So you're
Luthor right now.
Yes,
You're-
Lex
you're- are
Luthor
you
is
Je-
right.
Oh,
You're Jesse Eisenberg right now.
I'm not Jesse
alright.
Eisenberg. I'm Lex Luthor.
No, you're Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Speaking of which, like I said, there's 2 end credit scenes, and the second one sets up what the next movie will be. And I won't say anything about it, but Lex Luthor's in it.
I'd rather him not.
I'd rather they can the whole universe, but we're too far.
What I would really like is that every year, like once a year, Disney and Disney and Warner Brothers give the rights to one of the major superheroes, gives them the rights to make a movie to one like indie director, right? Like or like just a maybe like not a Michael Bay, not a Joss Whedon, not a J.J. Abrams, like a more like lesser known director or a more experimental director, and give them the funding to make one non-canon like MCU or DCU movie.
That's what I heard they might do, because like apparently like there was like a meeting or whatever, and one of the films tossed around was Superman Red Sun, so
Yes.
they might just like start doing stuff.
I'd see that as more of an animated movie than anything else.
But I don't.
I wouldn't mind seeing
I
it
would.
as a live action.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
that is
love
weird.
to see that live action. Same with like maybe
I
for
want
like
Gotham by Gaslight live action so bad, even though
I
it's
want-
gonna be good animated.
yeah. What would be a good Marvel like spinoff?
That is, Punisher kills everything. Even
Yeah,
though there's
any-
not that
Punisher
many
kills the Marvel
people.
Universe.
Yeah,
There's not that many, but like still, I guess that would be good. And it would make no sense, because there's like a lot of bullcrap in that story, how he like kills certain people.
It's a single issue.
Yeah.
Or
yeah.
or we get Old Man Logan. That would be another one. Or we
They
get.
would.
But there are
Oh
like
no!
some things
Oh,
that
no!
like people are gonna point out as
No!
plot holes, like how he kills the Hulk or whatever.
No! I have it. I have the one. It's the one where Spider-Man is old as fuck and has to kill
Oh,
the
God.
Sinister Six. I forget what
Maybe
exactly
I'll
it's
have to
called.
see, man. I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Spider-Man, Rain.
Yeah, Spider-Man Reign. That's a genuinely good like story, and it's a great like end for the character. and I think that would be really. I'd love to see that by like a director. I wish Skylar was here. Skylar would know better, like directors more than I would.
I actually think that's what they're trying to do at Fox right now, because like you saw with Old Man Logan, they like lower. It was still like a AAA movie, but it was like a supremely lower budgeted movie. But
Was it?
In addition to that, it was still a AAA movie. It was just lower budget. Like most of the budget probably went to like that one dude's cybernetic hand. That was in the movie. That's probably where it went. But, they're trying to do that now with I think New Mutants, because they're trying to go for a horror movie angle on that.
That's still part, but that's still part of the MCU. I want a movie that doesn't have to be restricted by being canon.
Is it part of the MCU or that? Because that doesn't that belong to Fox?
Yeah, it's Fox's.
Because like Fox owns the name Mutants.
Like, okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking Marvel.
That's why Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were miracles.
I thought they called them Enhanced or something like that.
Yeah, it was stupid. But like I like that. I want them to do like different genres with like heroes that like can lend themselves to the genre, like horror movies. Or
right, but what I want, I just want something that's completely non-canon, so there's no having to deal with like, oh well, this doesn't fit into the MCU, so we can't do it. Like I want a more openness in the series. I guess I want
that wouldn't be cool. That's what DC should do, because they have a wealth of it. That they pretty much started that.
I mean, they've basically been doing that with their TV shows, just not with movies.
Yeah.
No, because their TV shows are connected. I think
some of them, not all of them.
Gotham.
No, they are.
Like Gotham isn't.
Gotham.
There's one more,
but Gotham's also garbage. Well, all of them are garbage.
Lucifer? Oh, that's not true. That's not true.
It's pretty true.
But no, Flash is good. But I think Lucifer is the only other one that's not connected. But all the rest, like Flash, Constantine, even though that got canceled, Arrow.
I hate Arrow so much.
I do too. But like,
the timeline. My girlfriend, but also the timeline. That's an Arrow and a Flash reference. Bam.
You did it.
Got him. Fucking. I did do it.
Why'd you do it to him?
You know you had to do it to him.
You know I had to do it to him.
Why'd you kill the Uchiha clan?
So he could activate his Mangekyo Sharingan.
Nah, it was for the really cool Uchiha jacket that Monkey got from some like fucking it's one of those geek clothing line companies, right? That sponsor all the anime review sites or all the anime reviewers. And
I feel a certain way about some of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they contacted Monkey.
By one of them, probably.
Who, us? Oh God, no. I hope not. But Monkey, I don't know.
Run around like Monkey did.
Yeah. Oh, so you saw the Monkey video also?
I did. He has problems, man. He's too into that one dude.
Who?
He says some valid things, but like you remember the dude who? Yeah.
It's a character. It's just a character.
I know, but like no, because he genuinely is into him. He says some valid things sometimes, but this.
But it's Monkey Jones is a character that is obsessed with Elliot Rogers is his name.
Yeah.
The guy who what was his name? The Virgin Chad, I think was what the internet called him.
I never remember that.
It might have been like a 4chan exclusive title. Exclusive to 4chan. TM.
Pre-order now for the Elliot Rogers skin.
Oh god. give Superman an Elliot Rogers skin, that'd be perfect. So for my week, I was busy watching a lot of movies, mostly, and getting into a couple of video games and stuff that I had taken some time off from. So for movies, I started with Spider-Man Homecoming, and then in the same night, I started with Logan, and then I ended the night with Spider-Man Homecoming, and those are two completely different kinds of films.
Both solid though.
Both very solid, yeah. Logan was awesome. Really enjoyed it. I didn't cry during the ending, but it's definitely something I would have cried at. Um, really like that little
Girl.
Yeah, Laura slash X-23 is was great. I mean, the character didn't speak a whole lot until like the very end, so we didn't have to rely on her acting chops too much. But what we did see was pretty solid. Character development was great. Loved Patrick Stewart in this role as Professor X, or Professor D for dementia at this point.
Oh no.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you got this. Hold on, real quick, because you mentioned him. I'm not sure if you got this vibe, and this was my only complaint at first. Did you feel like his cursing at the very beginning seemed kind of forced?
Maybe a little bit, but that's kind of a thing with that sort of mental state. I can see it happening. And it would feel forced,
even
because
though it was kind of weird. Yeah, it was kind of weird seeing him do it though, but that's kind of what lended to it.
It's kind of the point, is that it feels weird that he says it. But I kind of liked it. I liked seeing Professor X actually kind of break down a little bit in terms of not being as formal about the whole situation. I liked that they didn't really talk about what happened and why they're there.
It's just implied.
Yeah, the implication. I liked the implication. I'm always a fan of, the implication.
I know, you told me about your last date.
Yeah, it was a really good date. They still haven't found her, but it was really good. I had a good time. Characters were all great. Kids, the mutant kids that they showed off were kind of nothing, but that's fine. They're just kind of a plot device, so it's whatever. What's his name? Boyd something. The guy with the robot arm. He was really cool. Liked his character. He was fun. Added a little bit of levity, but he was still a good main villain. Overall, just a really great movie. Really enjoyed it. It was really good to be the first movie I watched with my new headphones that now have the 5.1 virtual surround sound. So I got to have that nice little cinematic experience while the movie ran at a smooth 24 FPS. And then right after that I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming, which is another solid film. All the worries about Robert Downey Jr. overtaking Spider-Man in this movie were pretty much not true. Because Robert Downey Jr. shows up kind of barely. He has 3-4 scenes at most. I liked the beginning where they're showing scenes from Civil War from Spider-Man's point of view. That was really cool. Spider-Man as a character was pretty funny. It wasn't too funny. He had just the right amount of little what do you call it? Pizzazz, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of the specific word, but he's very charismatic. I liked what they did with him being younger. I liked the Vulture's origin story. I liked the Shocker's origin story.
The same origin story.
Yeah. No, but I like the Shocker's origin story because the Shocker isn't the Shocker until the Shocker dies. So, yeah, I won't really say anything out of that. But I like how I liked how the Shocker is wearing the iconic red and yellow jacket and everything, and then dies, and then the Shocker shows up and he's like, "I'm the Shocker now." It's great. And then that Shocker doesn't wear any red or any yellow. He's just there. I liked the Scorpion in it.
I'm sorry, what?
All 3 seconds of.
Oh, for some reason I thought you meant as a person. Okay, now I know you're talking about the cameo.
Yeah, the cameo, but yeah, the little hint at a center.
Wait, quick question: isn't that the guy who played Voss in Far Cry 3 or 4?
Dude, I don't even know who
Voss
that is.
Was in Far Cry 3, but I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
Okay. Mary Jane is I really don't understand what they're going with for Mary Jane, because Mary Jane
I didn't care,
is yeah, a lot of people were upset with the whole, or rather a small subset of people were like, Marvel's being SJWE because now she's black, but that doesn't really come up at all, which is fine. but she, as the character, is a little, like, kind of SJWE in the sense that, like, there's a point where they're at, like, the Washington Monument, and she's like, oh, do you want, and the teacher's like, oh, do you want to, like, take a picture of it or something? She's like, nah, I don't like to celebrate things that were built by slaves. And you do have a funny moment where the teacher's like, that wasn't built by, and then, like, he turns to, like, a black security guard who, like, does the little, like, thing with his hands. And it's like, and the teacher's just kind of like, okay, well. And that was, like, a funny moment, so I appreciated that. Like, the movie wasn't taking that seriously. But it was weird for the character Mary Jane to do that. So, I don't know. Wait, her name isn't actually Mary Jane in this movie, I don't believe it. I believe her nickname
No,
is
it's something else,
MJ.
but her nickname's MJ, yeah.
Yeah, so, but it's very clearly supposed to be, like, the Mary Jane character. It was... I don't know what they're going with for the character, because she, like, doesn't give a shit about Peter at all.
Well, I mean, she's not really a factor in this movie. Like,
she's not.
She's there for some lines, but, like, when you say you don't know what they're gonna do with her, it's like they haven't explored her, so they could really go anywhere. Because she's a background element.
She is. I guess, like, just introducing the character Mary Jane in this movie and then exploring her in the next movie in, like, 2020 or whatever, whenever Spider-Man Homecoming 2 comes out, or whatever it ends up being called. It will likely not be a Sinister Six movie because of the line that the Vulture says, which kind of implies that maybe he's just kind of out of it at this point.
One of my favorite things about that whole movie was the stakes. I loved it so much because literally every movie I could think of, with the exception of the first Iron Man, has like a town at stake, all this stuff at stake. No, it's a petty fight between a very low level hero at this point and just an arms dealer. Yeah. Like, it's not some world-ending thing that everyone could suffer from. No, it's literally just like,
it's super
yo, I don't like you and you don't like me. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate
like basic
that.
hatred on site, like Tom and Jerry.
And that's the thing too, is that's what Spider-Man is. He is a street-level hero for almost for everything until Civil War, where he's just kind of thrust into that position.
Well, I mean, he's done
comics,
big things, but like he's like the highest tier of street-level hero.
He's skyscraper level. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you're not gonna see him partner up with Luke Cage all that often, or fucking.
Except that time when he did.
He did.
Yeah,
he did there a couple times. I said all that often, or him team up with. I don't know, fucking Punisher.
Yeah, except that time he did.
They do team up actually a good bit, and he doesn't like it because he has to stop Punisher from killing people.
And then that other time where the Punisher kills Spider-Man, that was another good one. Or that time Punisher kills Spider-Man.
Team up right there.
Yeah,
and
where Punisher teamed up with his gun to kill Spider-Man.
The bullets partner up with his skull. Yeah.
Jeez,
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. So yeah, both of those are solid movies. And then I also watched. Have I watched? Actually, I don't think I've watched anything else other than. I haven't watched anything else that's really good. Rather, I did watch one very nice movie, known as Transformers: The Dark Knight. Now, spoiler cast.
Is that actually good?
No.
Oh, okay, I just need to make sure.
It's actually hot garbage. Actually, no, I can't say it's hot garbage because hot garbage implies that it was at all good, that it was hot, that it's hot. But it's been like, what, a year since that movie came out, and it's like nothing. So
dude,
spoiler
man, I've been
cast for
so
this movie
far removed. Oh shit, spoiler cast.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go full spoiler for this. Okay, so I'd like to point out in the last Transformers movie made by Michael Bay.
What was it?
It was the one that had the dinosaur in it.
Right? Was that Dark of the Moon or was that?
No,
Dude,
it was Age of Extinction. It was Age of Extinction because that was like the hint about dinosaurs.
Dark of the Extinction of the Moon last.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God, fucking Chris what's his name? Christopher Bennington fucking died before this movie came out, so Linkin Park doesn't have its fucking name on it.
Jeez.
Yeah. That joke's almost as dark as the dark side of the moon. Hey,
I don't know why I thought you were doing the goofy yuck.
yuck. Yuck.
The dark side of the moon. Yuck.
So I have to preface this.
What is happening?
So I have to preface this before I talk about the last night, spelled with a K, by the way. So like night, as in like a holy night or what have you.
What? Oh shit! I see what they did there. Thanks for pointing that out.
Oh wow!
Optimus is White Knight confirmed.
Did you really not get the whole night theme?
Of course, I know. Yes.
Optimus Prime has a fucking sword and shield, and you're like, I wonder what they mean by the last night.
I haven't seen any
I thought it was
trailers
like
on
a one night stand that Optimus had with Megatron with all that sexual like.
God, I wish it would make the movie so much more enjoyable. So wait, hold
the
on.
only.
I really wish Skylar was here because we briefly talked about it while I was watching the movie, but I have to get back to this real quick. In the previous movie, there is this. We introduced Marky Mark. Mark Wahlberg is in the last movie and this movie as the main character. He is basically an inventor from Texas that just happens to have a Boston accent. Don't talk about it. Don't draw attention to it. But whatever. And he has, at the time of the last movie, a 17-year-old daughter who has a 20-year-old boyfriend. In that movie, the daughter gets the Megan Fox treatment where she's treated like a sex object.
Sexualized.
Yes, super sexualized is just a sex object, right? Because she's the down-home country girl, right? But it takes a long time in the movie for them to actually say how old she is. All we know for a while is that she's Mark Wahlberg's daughter. And she's very clearly very young looking. Like, she looks 17. Like, 16, 17. So it's kind of uncomfortable for a while. And then we learn that she's 17 and she's dating a 20-year-old. And Mark Wahlberg is freaking out because his daughter is 17 dating a 20-year-old, and it's illegal in that state. But then the boyfriend is like, nah, we're protected by the Romeo and Juliet clause because we were dating while she was a sophomore and I was a senior. So we have a pre-existing juvenile relationship. And then he pulls out a card that explains the Romeo and Juliet clause, and the movie zooms in so you can read the text on the card. And it's really weird because Mark Wahlberg is seen as like the bad guy in that situation, because how dare he get so upset about his daughter dating his 20-year-old? Like, come on.
Cuck.
Yeah, like,
Beta male bitch.
Beta male bit, yeah, right. It's really weird. Because it's really weird, and Michael Bay, it makes it seem like Michael Bay is trying to like justify something, and it's kind of uncomfortable. So this movie gets even more uncomfortable. What do you think would make the movie more uncomfortable than a 17-year-old girl being treated like a sex object? In
the scene from Fateful Findings, where the 16-year-old girl really wanted to fuck Neil Breen for no reason and went topless in his pool.
So,
I don't.
You're close.
Oh shit, are you serious?
Yeah, you're a little close. How about we take a nice, spunky Latina girl and have her be 14 or 15 and wear a nice low-cut top, and she's the first female character we see. And she's wearing a nice low-cut top, and like 14-year-old boys are like talking to her, and they're making. Here's the weird thing: is like there's this 14-year-old. She's the first female character we see. She saves a group of kids that are obviously a Stand By Me reference, because the black kid even goes, "Hey, do you guys want to see some dead robots?" So she saves them from these walking.
Subtle.
Yeah, very subtle. She saves Michael Bay, well known for his subtlety. She saves them from a Metal Gear reference. They're geckos. No, they're literally walking mecha geckos. like in Metal Gear geckos. Remember those things? They make the cow sound.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah,
God.
it's that, but they talk. It's that, but they talk. Yeah. So she saves them from a group of them. And one of the guys is like, she asked like why they saved her. It's like, oh, something something government, something something. I saved Transformers, something something. Here's this Transformer that I've been recovering because he doesn't have any memories and he can't talk and he can't transform. So I'm trying to fix him. And then the kid goes, wow, you have a really big heart. Like, he's kind of hesitant saying it. He says, heart? And she's like, Like, she's got, like, a fucking shitty look on her face. Like, he just insulted her or something. And it's weird. She has the low-cut top, and she has, like, developed breasts. So, like, the actress is probably, like, 18 or something. Maybe. I hope.
Okay.
God, I hope.
No, she's 16. She's 16.
Maybe. Oh, God. So it's weird. It comes off like the kid is trying to prevent himself from saying, like, you have big boobs. But there was never a comment or anything. Like, he doesn't even glance at them. Like, there's no setup for that. But it's treated like he says something to the nature of, you have big tits. And it's really weird. And then there's another scene where the same kid asks, like, "Oh, hey, how do you know that? Who's that Transformer? How do you know him?" And she's like, "For all you need to know, he's my boyfriend." And it's like, why are you such a bitch? Like, you're taking this so seriously. Like, come on. So anyway, 30 minutes pass, and we have not seen a single other like female character. And Marky Mark shows up to save the girl and those kids. And take him to his hideout, and they have some scenes where like Marky Mark's talking to the girl, and they're like getting along, and it's weird, but whatever. I was like really worried that this girl was going to be the sex object because of the previous movie. It's like, oh no, is Michael Bay just gonna get younger and younger until Marky Mark is just talking to a fetus? But no, it actually takes
Literally talking to semen on the ground.
Basically, it takes about like an hour into the movie for us to actually see the real female lead, who is just a British version of Megan Fox, who is actually like a genuinely intelligent character. Like, she has multiple degrees and is a professor and all this. So she's the sex object, but she's a smart sex object. So whatever, right?
That makes it okay.
Yeah, it makes it okay. But before we see her, we see a sexy female Transformer robot, and that's the
really
yeah. And well, I say that because she's been mocapped to have like the actress's face, and the actress is attractive. So the face.
Give me the name of this character. I need to look this up.
I don't remember her name actually.
I'll see if I can find it.
Because the character shows up in 3 scenes total. She has 3 scenes in this movie. The first one, which is right after Marky Mark saves the kids, Optimus Prime lands on Cybertron.
Cool dog saves the kids.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Cool cat saves the kids. So what happens is Optimus Prime lands on Cybertron to meet his creator, and he meets the she's called like the goddess of life or something to the Transformers. That's what she is to him. She is the creator according to her, and she's like, you were wondering how Optimus Prime becomes evil. It's because she tells him to be evil. She tells Optimus.
Wait, what? Hold on, say that again?
She basically just tells Optimus that Earth is evil. She tells Optimus that Earth is actually Unicron, and therefore must be destroyed. And then Optimus Prime is just like, okay. Unicron, the sole enemy of Cybertron. I have to destroy Earth in order to save Cybertron, because that's his whole thing, is he's mad at his creator for destroying Cybertron, and then she flips the script like, no, you destroyed Cybertron. He's like, I destroyed Cybertron. Alright, I guess.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's very stupid. So,
can you confirm this for me real quick? I'm not sure if this happens ahead. The literal only thing I know about this movie is supposedly it's implied that Transformers helped Harriet Tubman in the Underground Railroad.
Yes, that is confirmed.
Wait, what?
Yep,
That's not real.
it is.
That's not real.
It is.
Stop.
It is real.
Stop.
Also, Frederick Douglass is also in there. Also Sam Witwicky, the guy from the first movie. He actually makes an appearance in a photo.
That's kind of cool.
No, it's just a photo. It basically is just saying Sam Witwicky was actually a part of a secret society because his name is actually part of the secret society. He belonged to a family of they're basically Transformer Masons. It's very stupid. We also learned Bumblebee's origins. Bumblebee apparently helped in World War II and lost his voice box and had amnesia.
How could anything beat any of them in World War II?
Really though.
They were a Jeep. Bumblebee was a Jeep.
Okay, he's still a super powerful.
No, they're all so much more powerful than anything that could possibly exist in that point in time.
Yep. But
they should steamroll. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm making logic in this.
Probably was what happened. It was probably like the Germans also probably had some Transformers, but whatever.
That's even dumber.
There's also a pocket
Hitler
watch.
was a Transformer.
Because literally,
Hitler was
Autobots
killed
were
by a
self-righteous.
Transformer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, Hitler was what? Wait, say that again?
Hitler was killed by a Transformer. Hitler was killed by a Transformer in the form of a pocket watch.
Let's take a pause on this real quick. I want to assess this era of time.
This is great.
First off,
it gets better.
No, let's take a pause because I need a second to breathe this in. So we understand that the Autobots helped free the slaves. The Autobots helped in World War II, which should have just been steamrolled, because literally the only opposition the Autobots have are the Decepticons, and they wouldn't give two shits about working with anyone. So there's zero reason for that to not be a thing. And now, how did they kill Hitler? Is it shown explicitly, or is it just like, Autobots?
No, an Englishman that is the last member of the secret society holds up a pocket watch that is like moving, and is like, don't open this. It's the pocket watch that killed Hitler, and then that's it. And he just sets it back down. It's just like a talking point. It's literally a conversation starter that he just has hanging around. What else? We see a transformer in the form of like an autonomous robot that looks like human. Like he has arms and legs and talks like a Britishman, and he basically looks like an automaton. So that was kind of interesting. But he's also like weirdly, like when you first see him, he's like super calm and like regal and everything in English. And then at some point, Marky Mark's character says something about the female lead dressing like a stripper, and then he flips the fuck out and starts choking Marky Mark to death.
I mean, as any of us would. What's your point? I don't see anything wrong.
Yeah, you're right. My mistake. I should have known. George, ironically, would be white knighting this. We find out that a Transformer has been transformed as a legendary submarine at the Navy Museum in England, and has just been waiting for.
Wait, that was in Dark Knight, not Dark Knight.
No, that was in like Age of the Fallen, because one of them was like an old jet or something.
This one,
I remember that.
That was already a part.
Oh, so he was shown in that one, but he didn't do anything in that one, right? In the robot one,
even though
I think I might have seen that one actually.
Was at stake.
So let's see what else. Oh right, Transformers initially landed on Earth during the Dark Ages and helped King Arthur win back Britain. And Merlin was just a drunk and used Transformer science to like pass it off as magic. And there was 12 Knights of the Round Table, but there were also 12 Transformer Knights that escaped.
This is so stupid.
Yeah, that escaped Cybertron at some point. Also, those 12 Knights transform into a 3-headed dragon.
Let's take a
King Arthur's legendary three-headed dragon that he had.
What?
what?
Wait. So why does King Arthur have a blue eyes white dragon? I don't understand.
Because
No, it's
fuck.
three-headed. It's a Blue Eyes Ultimate.
Ultimate.
Dragon.
You're right. Why?
Because
Stupid.
fuck you.
The
Because
further
fuck
back
you.
in time, the harder humanity gets steamrolled. Why? What is the point? What is
Like,
happening
that's
here?
Well, you forget Transformers also landed during the prehistoric era and killed dinosaurs. There is a Transformer in this movie that is just a dinosaur, and also somehow had babies. There are Transformer babies in this movie, and that the Grimlock is the name of the dinosaur Transformer. Had 3 babies.
Grimlock's cool. No.
Yeah, Grimlock. Yeah. Had 3 babies. One of them is a T-Rex, just like Grimlock. One of them is a pterodactyl, and one of them is a triceratops. They do not explain how this happened or why this happened, but it happened. So anyway, the main issue with the movie is that the main plot issue is that Cybertron is on a crash course to Earth, and
Of course, why not?
and is going to absorb all of the geothermal energy on Earth in order to revive itself. And Optimus Prime is just there to make sure that it happens. He doesn't show up for most of the movie outside of the one scene. There is a second scene that features the villain where she actually manages to convince him he's being tortured. Essentially, he's being electrified by whatever. And she's like, "You have to do this," and he's like, "I have to do this. I will kill anyone that stands in my way." Meanwhile, the U.S. government enlists the help of Megatron and his friends in order to track...
Wait.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what?
Basically, there is a magic staff that everybody's trying to get their hands on that is going to be able to stop Cybertron from crashing into Earth. The female lead is the last remaining descendant of Merlin the Wizard, who was the possessor of the staff, and she is the only one that can wield it and stop this mess. Marky Mark is the chosen knight to protect her and make sure that she gets the staff. He even gets a little transformer that binds around his arm and turns into a sword. It is King
This
Arthur's
is the dumbest
sword.
shit.
It's
Stupid.
very dumb. Yeah, it's great. He literally only uses it once. What else? Right. So basically, the whole point is
Wait, why does Megatron give a shit? Because the whole deal with why the Autobots left were because the Decepticons won super hard, and the Autobots were like, "Fuck this," and they dipped out. Now, if Cybertron's on its way and it's going to destroy Earth, which Megatron doesn't care about.
Megatron is working with the villain of the movie, the sexy robot villain. I don't know why. I kind of blanked out on that part. There was a portion during the early movie where I was just looking at my phone and not really paying attention until they said something interesting. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Let me get this straight. So both Megatron and Optimus were working with the villain?
Yes.
Continue.
Okay. So, blah, blah, blah. They eventually make it to the spaceship that is buried deep in the ocean. That has the staff where Merlin is buried. They get there. She grabs the staff. Optimus Prime finally shows up. This is an hour and a half into a 2.5-hour movie. He finally shows up. They fight. Mark is like, "Why are you doing this, Optimus?" And he's just ignoring him completely. Optimus Prime is swinging a sword around, which is kind of a cool concept, but it's just kind of nothing because he has no development of why he's doing this outside of he was told to. Optimus Prime gets the staff, and Bumblebee chases after him. Oh, right, I have to mention this. In the early part of the movie, they are trying to they're trying to find Bumblebee's original voice box module or what have you, and they put one in, and they're really excited, like, oh man, we're finally going to hear your voice, Bumblebee. We'll finally be able to hear it for the first time. And then they turn it on, and it's like Siri, and he gets all pissed off, and it's like, this is not my real voice, and he tears the voice box out and like throws it away. And that's the only time that's mentioned until the very end, when Bumblebee and Optimus Prime are fighting, and Optimus Prime is about to kill Marky Mark and Bumblebee, and then Bumblebee suddenly is able to speak in his real voice.
Nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. And then right after that, he says one line that is using like his radio voice, like that he usually talks in. And then he does it one more. Oh, by the way, hearing Bumblebee's voice for the first time turns Optimus back into a good guy. Yeah.
The Naruto effect.
Yes, the Naruto effect. And
so
then,
gay relationship confirmed. Got it.
Basically. And then Bumblebee goes back to talking with his radio voice again for no reason. And then he doesn't have any more lines until like one last one where he actually talks in his real voice again. And it's never explained why or how that happened. But then Cybertron actually like hits Earth. Like it
Fuck.
But first it splits the moon in half. It splits the moon in half, and you actually see it. What I kind of liked was they have the callback to Dark Side of the Moon, where Megatron has his little base. That gets completely destroyed. So, the problem with Cybertron hitting Earth is Cybertron is described in the movie as a planet-sized object moving at 1/10 the speed of light. It has a bunch of little, like, tendril-looking structures coming off of it that are hitting Earth at different like times and places. Any single one of those objects hitting Earth should have wiped out all of humanity immediately, because it is never said that it's slowing down or anything. It is consistently moving at 1/10 the speed of light and hitting Earth. A like not continent, but like about a third the size of Australia is hitting Earth at 1/10 the speed of light.
That's the size of Cybertron?
No, that's the size of the little tendrils of Cybertron that are initially hitting it. So they're hitting Earth, and then they are dragging across the surface of Earth, destroying cities, just scraping cities away. And that's the problem. They're somehow absorbing the geothermal energy from Earth. I don't remember how exactly that works. The movie might not have even explained it. And you have this one nerd character who is trying to say, like, we shouldn't be relying on all this mysticism and bullshit. We should be using hard science to try and fix the problem. So they launched, like, several tactical nukes at the problem, and it doesn't work. But, like, why should I expect science to work when the science of the movie can't even get right with a fucking object hitting Earth at 1/10 the speed of light?
I mean, even if
that should obliterate all of Earth immediately.
That would have fucked up everything. That would cause like some like colossal like world destroying problems. Let alone the destruction of the moon. Like that would fuck up Earth by itself.
So much shit.
Yeah. But no.
Have there been shown to be any issues in the world from the moon being like split in half?
Nope. None at all, actually. Well, okay, maybe one. There, when the ancient Transformers ship is rising out of the ocean, like waves are like crashing and it's really crazy. But I don't know if that's from the moon being destroyed or if that's just supposed to be implied to be from the ship rising up.
I mean, because like
a storm, because it was also raining. I think it was also raining in that scene.
Because the tides would just lose their shit and things would go bad really quick.
What do you mean? There's two moons now? Because the moon gets split in half, so there's two moons.
What do you mean Piccolo blew up the moon?
What do you mean? This is stupid. Oh God. So yeah. The villain, I'm trying to remember how she gets defeated. Her third and final scene is the one where she gets beaten. Oh, by the way, there's a French Transformer character that has a gun that is able to create small pockets of time dilation in which things move like incredibly slow, and that is given like no fanfare outside of him saying, "I have the time gun." Yeah, that's it. He says, "I have the time gun," and then he shoots it, and then time slows down in a very designated area, and no explanation.
Wait, is it similar to the dude from Evil Within 2? The camera?
Yes,
Stefano?
yes, it's just like that, except it doesn't loop. That's all.
Because I mean, Stefano just explained that he's a psychopath in a mind world where that's possible.
Yeah,
but
no,
this
Transformers just have time dilation. Just have time dilation. Only this one Transformer though. No one else. Just him. He just has it.
Emperor Bullet meets the world.
Basically. And then yeah, I think the French guy uses the gun. No. Oh, Optimus kills her or something and then throws her into the ocean. And then she doesn't. No, and then the crazy thing, and then the day is saved, and then the mid-credits little clip is a Asian woman in a like cloak walking through the desert, and what is said to be Omicron's like horns being touched by, like examined by but Earth is actually apparently Omicron.
Somehow. Oh, so she wasn't wrong.
She wasn't wrong.
Omicron.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Unicron.
Wait, no. I'm thinking about Unicron. I'm thinking of Unicron. You mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking back to the game. Yeah. So Unicron.
Yeah. Earth is actually
Earth is Omicron.
Yeah, that's the giant planet-sized.
Yeah,
which brings up colossal problems.
Sense.
Yeah.
Which does bring up problems, like when that shit transforms. What's gonna happen?
Everyone dies. That's it. Like, there's no hope. Geography, everything is done.
Yeah, what the fuck? So, yeah, the Asian girl's like, "Oh, you shouldn't touch him. He doesn't like that." And then it does like a dumb like sci-fi effect on her face, and you find out, oh, it's actually the villain. She's disguised herself as a human, and then roll the rest of the credits, and that's it.
What do you feel is the dumbest part of this movie?
It's actually the fact that a planet-sized object moving at 1/10 the speed of light does not immediately kill Earth. It's that. That's the dumbest part. The worst part is Optimus Prime's quote-unquote motivation for being evil, and then
I was told to become evil.
And then the second dumbest part is Bumblebee suddenly regaining his voice for no reason. That's the second worst part.
I love this, the fucking like sandbagging of Transformers through time and how they've been at every important aspect. Because Transformers existing in the Middle Ages, they would be gods. Like,
I would love.
What are you gonna turn into to hide? There's no technology. What are you turning into disguise?
You know what I actually would have loved, Claude, is if like they ran with this, right? And it was like they actually just worship them as gods, and that's the whole reason people in the Middle Ages wore armor, so they can be closer to Transformers. I thought that would be something.
That would be cool. That would actually be really cool. But James, do they actually talk about that? Do they actually say, because it's robots in disguise from World War II era and on, makes sense. There is nothing for them to transform into that looks robotic in that era. Do they show it?
No, they don't transform in the Middle Age.
Oh, so they just walk around giant robots.
In the Dark Ages with King Arthur, yes, they are just walking around. The only time they transform is they transform into the giant dragon.
Wouldn't you assume that people who fought them, because you said they used them to win
but
wars,
in the last movie, we see them transform into dinosaurs. So they can transform into biological life. It's just any structure they see, they can transform into.
Wait. So if Optimus landed on planet Earth at that time,
what would he have turned into? Because dinosaurs are big. If you had to workshop that as something stupid, you could workshop that. What are they gonna turn? Unless they turn into castles and just never move, I don't understand what they could turn into of that
horse
size.
Carriages.
Well, in World War II, they turned into cars. They were just cars and shit. And one of them is a tank. And so...
Like, Optimus is big enough where it's like, okay, yeah, he'd be a tank.
Optimus would be like a velociraptor, I guess, or something.
No, he was a gorilla.
No, he has to be.
Well, yeah, but
fucking-
in a prehistoric era where gorillas don't fucking exist.
Hey, man, Beast Wars was good.
Beast.
I remember.
I like that. Good.
That was
Cool. Optimus Primal. That was a good fucking name.
Optimus Prime, well, yeah.
Oh, and for whatever reason, Megatron and Optimus Prime have like face masks that they can like put on and off for no reason.
Haven't they been able to do that?
Have they?
Yeah, Optimus had one that was cool, and I was like, you should just leave that on. Like the thing that covers his mouth. Like it's
yeah.
because he puts it on when he's he like activates it when he's fighting. I don't know about Megatron though. I don't know if they ever used his.
Well, Megatron
Oh, yeah.
apparently has one, and it's very clearly supposed to be like a knight's helmet sort of like thing.
Gay!
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That movie is awful. And I hate it.
No, it's great. What are you talking about?
But my next movie that I'm going to watch this week is going to be Valeria and the City of a Thousand Planets. Which is
What the fuck is that?
It's made by the same guy who did Fifth Element. It's pretty bad apparently. It's got like a 6.3 on IMDb.
Jesus Christ.
So, you know.
Oh, I thought you were about to say a 6% on Rotten Tomato. But like apparently that novel was like the thing that inspired Star Wars or something.
Maybe?
Mm.
But yeah, that was pretty much my week. I've just started reading Made in Abyss, but I'm going to talk about that next week with Skylar, since he knows a lot more about it than I do. Been playing Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which is a really cool like puzzle action game. And I guess I gotta get started on Evil Within 2 again. Damn.
You know, I will have that beaten by next podcast. I'm gonna finish Punisher by like I already know, like I'm not like planning things to do, but like I know what I'm going to do by the end of the next week.
Oh, I also watched Black Mirror, and that was pretty much all my week.
Dude, how like that first episode? What would you do in the situation where it's like, all right, James, man, like we really need you to fuck that pig?
I'd fuck the pig.
Did you know about the Black Mirror, George?
I do. I know about that first episode. I watched the first couple episodes.
Oh man, that shit is rough because I didn't know what I was getting into. I just heard people talk about the show, and like when it showed it's like we need the prime minister to fuck a pig because that's a real. It's not like a real story, but like the British prime minister before was accused of like fucking a pig. It's actually called Piggate if you look it up. Yeah, Piggate.
Inspired by a true story.
It's almost. Well, he didn't actually fuck a pig on national television, but it was like, but like that episode was like, they first say he's like, I'm not gonna do that shit, fuck that. And then as time passed, it's like, the queen really wants you to consider your options here. And I'm like,
really need to fuck the pig.
There's so much specific demand. It's like, this guy knows his stuff. You can't fake it. You might actually just have to fuck that pig. And it lasted for like an hour and a half, he said.
Yeah.
God.
And then it showed the comments of like, oh, how did it feel tasting the pig juice off your husband's dick? I'm like, oh my God, it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the comment section, that was one of the comments that was like, it's somewhere in the episode. I don't remember if it was like just on some stream or something they showed it, but you see the comments.
I love that little touch. So much.
Because there were so...
I was going to say, I feel really bad for the ending of that in which like the wife is like now just completely nothing for her husband. Which is really, which really sucks. Like, why you gotta be that? Why you gotta be that like that? Because like your husband did that for his, but he did that for his country.
No, fuck.
And he found out immediately after that he didn't even need to because she was released half an hour before,
Yeah,
and the person was like,
but he wouldn't know that.
No, he wouldn't know. But when you do that and then you find out, no, she was never actually hurt at all, and he was released. It was the whole statement was like, no, people are always on their phones, and included the TV. That's what I wanted to prove. I'm like, oh man, I'd go on a murder spree if I was that guy. I'm not gonna just fuck a pig and be cool with it after.
I probably would. To be honest, not really.
No, I psych like I. Not that I would plan this, but like I would break mentally if I was basically forced in a situation to fuck a pig, and then I found out afterwards I didn't have to fuck the pig.
But then you look
Like I'd cut off her fingers.
Now, question: do you eat the pig afterwards?
No.
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 I'd buy the pig. He'd live in my house.
He'd live in your house. What if the pig
Yeah.
started
So
giving
you
you
would
like?
have that reminder? I mean, I guess your wife is gone now, so you.
What if the pig started giving you fuck me eyes? He was like, "Hey."
No,
God.
I would like I'd go crazy and pretend like my life was what was it that Telltale game with Bigsby Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairy tale.
Yeah.
Or you-
Yeah, I'd pretend like the pig was like a person and like just go I'd legitimately go crazy at that point.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
No, it was like there's various points where I know I would break, and that would be one of them.
Yeah. Fucking the pig would be the breaking point.
No, not fucking the pig. If I fucked the pig and it was like legitimately to save someone's life, and I didn't really have many choices, I'd be okay. But if I did that,
Now,
and
question:
I found
how
out,
much money would it cost to get you to fuck a pig? We'll start with a condom first.
This
oh,
is gonna go horribly.
this is bad.
It's
Don't
not it's
know.
not on live television, but like 10 people have to watch.
I'd do it for 10 mil.
10 mil? Man, you're more expensive than me. I do it for like 5 million.
Jesus Christ, y'all are both lowballing that.
Hey man, we're lonely.
All right.
You know how much I could do for 10 mil, man? And like I'll
You could murder a man. You could murder a man and live
Yeah.
on that 10 mil. Just look at your nearest politician and be like, hey.
Is
Wanna
it bad
know?
that I would maybe murder like specific person for less than I would fuck a pig for?
What's the specific person?
Not a specific person. Like if someone's like, I need you to kill this person, just walk up when he's not looking, shoot him with a silenced pistol, 5 mil. I'd probably do that.
I'd probably do that too, to be honest.
Like if I rushed into it without thinking about it, I'm like, let me get this done. I need this 5 mil. Like that would be the end of that. But if I had time to ruminate and I was like, you need to do it next week, I'd probably bitch out. I'm like, you know what? Not sure about cold-blooded murder at this point.
Not at this point. But you said 5 mil though?
Like if he gave me a silent, like he was like, yo, money's right here in the bag, pistol right here. I'm standing right here. Don't worry, I'm not gonna go anywhere. Like and I knew he wasn't gonna go anywhere. He's like, I need you to walk up to that guy right there, shoot him in the back of the head, and then just run.
Just run.
Oh, yo, fuck yeah.
Hey. Well, that's really cute. Wait, who is that? White Kim. Which, I just beat that tap game. But that I've been playing.
Speaking of cute things,
I just beat it.
we all know what everyone came back here for. We all know what's really important here. Everyone, welcome back to the second annual.
Are we just not going to talk about this fucking tap game that I just beat? 100%?
No, shut up. Shut up.
Oh,
Shut up.
I spent money on
Okay.
this.
No, shut up. Welcome,
Not
everyone,
important.
back to what you really came here for, the second annual Naruto Waifu Cast, where we will rate all Naruto waifus and gauge their viability. This week, it's Anko. I actually
Anko's
really liked
great.
Anko.
Yeah, yes.
Anko's great. Anko's really good in... I can't say she's really good. She has a great design and she looks super cool, but they did nothing with her.
She does that tongue thing with the kunai. Remember when she
I
does the
forgot
tongue
who
thing?
the fuck Anko is.
Wow.
Oh, dude, Anko...
Wow.
Wait, is that the chicken with the fishnets?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All of it is like, wait, yeah, though.
Like, I was a huge Narutard. And when she showed up, because she showed up at the beginning of the tuning exam, I was like, oh, she hot as fuck. Like, I was like, oh, I love her. She's gonna be the best. And then, like, she has so much setup where it's like she escaped Orochimaru, but still has the curse seal. And she's aware of Sasuke's curse seal. Like, there's so much play that you could use to have her as a character in it, and then she was forgotten about instantly.
Just became
She became fat in the new series in Boruto.
Just
Like,
fat. Just fat.
Like, because I guess when she's not busy doing missions, all she's doing is eating those little treats that she likes.
Yeah.
Like, I felt so... Like, she is probably the thing that makes me the most sad about Naruto as far as character-wise goes. Because not only did she have a great design, and she had enough to have a backstory... Or, not a backstory. She had enough to be put into the story. Like, Orochimaru's been shown to be a top-tier badass.
Yeah.
The fact there's a character who was able to not beat him, but escape him, get away with her own cursed seal, like, that is the making of a character to be cool. But... I think outside of like the beginning of the tuning exam, you do not see her again until somewhere mid Shippuden, where for some reason she's being kidnapped because she has a cursed seal, and they need to get power from the cursed seal or something like that, like to bring back Orochimaru or something. I don't remember what it is, but she has made the most nothing character, and it makes me so sad.
Oh, you love it. Love it.
Love her, but not the treatment.
Speaking of disappointments, what were you done with what you were saying, Claude? Or
Yeah, no. The rating for me, because we should all probably do our ratings, viable or not viable. She is great, but they did nothing with her, so not viable.
I'd say mid-tier viability, because she can, and there's a ton of fan fiction for her. You know damn well that she's viable and like all that shit.
She is great, but I can't count fan fiction. I have to count what happens in the show. Design wise, and like what she had set up, fantastic. What actually happened with her, nothing. That's why I'm saying not viable.
You're right. But yeah, I would say, as much as it pains me, not viable.
James, you?
Totally viable. What the fuck's wrong with you?
With everyone in the show, the only thing she has going for her is a good design.
Yeah.
Versus everyone else in there, I couldn't. All right, then there you go. That's 2 non-viables and 1 viable. We'll see you again next week when I pull out some other random character off the top.
The thing is that I am the owner of the podcast, so my count votes for 2. So it's a draw.
No,
inconclusive.
That's not
inconclusive.
That's not. You know what? Anyway. Speaking of disappointment, since we're on the topic of James and podcast, let's talk about most disappointing video games that had the most potential.
Mass Effect Andromeda is up there for me, off the top.
Mass Effect Andromeda?
Metal Gear Solid is great.
It is, but it had a lot more potential. Like the game's actually 5? The game's actually kind of incomplete, guy. Come on.
It is
great.
It is. It's a great game, and it had a lot more things that it needed to say.
I'm just off the top. The first one that comes to mind is Mass Effect Andromeda. I am thinking about more though.
Okay, for me, I just recently looked through my PlayStation 3 games. There's a game called X-Men Destiny, right? So much potential, man. It was like you get to have your own mutant. You don't get to make it from the ground up, unfortunately, which sucks, but you get to choose out of 3 mutants, which is like, I guess, kind of close to the next best thing. Choose your own mutant, has their own set of subset of powers, and you have to choose between Brotherhood and X-Men, and then there's this whole story. It takes place during like the arc where they're trying to like make mutants illegal and stuff. I'm not entirely sure if Professor X is dead at this point. So the whole point about Professor X being there holding everybody in line, that's gone, and it's just all out war. It had so much potential, and it dropped the ball so hard, man.
Oh,
so
actually,
hard.
I have a different vote. You can keep going on yours. I'll get to mine after James does his.
Well, I was pretty much done with that. It just could have been so much better than what it was. If they like actually polished the game, they gave it a cohesive story, which was there kind of in a way, but like it was there, but like it's like deep under it. But the gameplay was alright. If they polished that more, it would have been good. The characters that you played as, they were all right, I guess, except for the Asian chick that you could have chosen. She actually had a genuinely good story, because like her story was that pretty much she was from China, I believe, and her parents found out she was Asian. And in China and like other countries, it turns out they don't play around with it. They just murder you if you're a mutant. So they just put all their money together to send her to America, and then she's just like living in America by herself and all that. And it was really like not compelling, but it was a really good story. Same with the guy who I like to call Edgelord. He's pretty much has control over dark matter, and his backstory is that he's like one of the people who actually hates mutants. His dad is actually the leader of the movement, and like he's at the rally because there's like this gigantic rally. That's where like all three of the heroes are like the heroes you can choose from.
Reminds me of Angel.
Really, huh?
It's Angel's backstory too.
Yeah, that is Angel. Like, I don't know if his dad's. Oh no, his dad is the leader of mutant. That's where that like super harsh line of Angel was with his dad. This is in the '90s X-Men show. He was with his dad, and like his dad was super off-putting to him, being a huge dick. And then his dad, like he asked his dad, like, "Why are you being like this? What did I ever do to you?" And his dad's just like, "You were born," and then just leaves. And I was like, "Oh shit, that's fucking rough for a kid show."
Yeah, that's worse than the fucking X-Men movie where Angel's actually introduced, and you see him like having to like forcibly cut off his wings.
Yeah, X-Men has like some of the X-Men movies have like great intro scenes. That one of my favorite intro scenes ever is the one from X-Men Origins Wolverine, where they're just going through the wars. I love that shit.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say X2 or whichever one with Nightcrawler was, because the Nightcrawler opening scene was dope.
That was another dope one. But back to Destiny. Pretty much like you're in the crowd and you choose the character from in the crowd. One of them's like a jock football dude who's like really bland. No one gives a shit about him. You got the Asian chick, and then you got the son of the leader of the hate group, and like some explosion happens and all three of them gain powers, and then you have to choose whose side you go on and all that. And
between who?
Between Brotherhood and X-Men. Thing about X-Men though is, like I said, Professor X is nowhere to be seen. And
who's leading them? Don't tell me Cyclops is leading them.
He's on the cover, man. It's Cyclops. So I instantly, as you know, as the logical person I am, I chose the Brotherhood because in a real life situation, they're kind of the better people to go to. I mean,
it depends on when. Sometimes they live in the sewers, man, with the fucking marrow.
Murlocs.
Like,
yeah.
Or the Murlocs, yeah. Like, so it depends on when. Because I would want to hang around Toad. He looks like he'd smell.
He does. You know damn well he does. And Blob probably does too, because he's like gross and always eating crap.
Hey,
but
man, don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of my OC.
All right. Anyway. Brotherhood, they seem to. I like them more than the X-Men in most cases, because like while they do go to the extreme sometime,
they don't have Cyclops, which instantly gives them a plus few points.
Exactly. But yeah, you get to choose, and depending on who you choose, that depends on who you're gonna fight. Whether you take the side of Wolverine in a fight against Emma Frost, or if you take the side of, I don't know, Pyro against Iceman or some stupid.
Pyro's so lame. I wouldn't care what style was on. I wouldn't fight with Pyro.
But another thing I did like, is that they did introduce like some of the like low tier X-Men and stuff. Because like you had Forge there, you had Pixie, you had like
Who?
Okay, Forge is just the dude who's really good at building weapons. That's his.
He can. His power, like he can build anything he wants to build.
I know that guy. Yeah, Rob Liefeld drew him a lot, and he fucking looked trash when Rob Liefeld drew him.
Oh, I didn't know that. But yeah, Pixie is just this. She's like this low tier little.
Yeah, get my dog to shut up. I'll be right back.
All right, she could pretty much just fucking turn. Open portals and shit, but yeah, it could have been great, but the less said about it, the better.
Damn, I'm sorry, my dude. Sorry, I'm sorry. Your favorite thing is fucking trash.
I don't even care about the X-Men that much, but
was it like an Xbox game? What was this?
No, it was a PlayStation 3 game, Xbox and PlayStation 3 game.
Oh damn, I'd never even heard of it.
It's like a collector's item now, I think, because like so few copies of it sold.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what else is a collector's item though?
What?
The fucking issue of Punisher where he becomes black. That whole series is like a collector's item now. You don't remember that? And he's fighting.
I know.
Mhm.
He helps Luke Cage.
Yep.
Shit.
He has an interesting. He actually has a very interesting comment that he makes in that comic.
What does he say? What does he say?
He makes a comment about how media. This was in '94, by the way. How media it idolizes the like thug life, the thug life, the thug like persona in a way, and that creates a problem within the black community because kids grow up seeing this and thinking it's a good way to get out of the life they lead in, they live, and then Luke Cage makes a comment about how it's about like it's an image thing. I don't know. I'd have to like reread the comic, but yeah, and he also mentions black on black crime, and it's very clear that like Marvel Comics is not going to solve race relations anytime soon. But how would you feel if a comic book or like a song or something like very small and insignificant in terms of like media ends up fucking solving all of the American problems in America?
I'd be shocked.
You know what? I'd be happy that it's solved. I wouldn't even care.
I was telling I don't know when you came in, but I was telling George about the comic in which the Punisher turns black.
Oh, no, I was just on mute. I heard everything you guys were saying.
Oh, okay. Would you like to know what the final issue of that Ron F comics is called, George?
Is it the final solution?
No, it's called Fade to White.
I was gonna say white makes right, but okay.
Yeah, it's called Fade to White. Which is kind of clever. It's kind of clever.
Wait, was that your disappointing thing, or
no? We were talking about collector's items.
Okay.
Because
No, I'll
like
be right
X-Men
back, 'cause I have to
Destiny
check
is like a collector's item and shit. Because like so few copies sold.
I guess like the one I was gonna change it to was like this isn't gonna be. I don't want this podcast to turn into the hate cast for this thing because we've talked about literally every episode. But if I had to be real, as far as like something recent I've been disappointed with, it would be Marvel Infinite, because when I saw the first trailer for Marvel, I was so excited because I loved Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I loved Ultimate Marvel 3. Like I got into fighting games as Street Fighter 4. But Marvel 3 was what made me like really start playing them more. And I'd easily be able to say like it was my favorite fighting game right before I saw Skullgirls. So when I heard they were making Infinite, I was like, "Yo, fucking dope! Let's go!" The moment they said there was like it was available to buy, I pre-ordered it and I paid it off. Like I was so excited. And then as time went on, more and more things were wrong. Like shown. I was really unhappy with so much of it, mainly the cast, because that's the big thing. Like it didn't feel good. It didn't look good. There was so much that made me like really unhappy with the product, and I don't want to rail on it any more than we have the last few podcasts because it does have good things to it. Like it does play well enough. There are minor things that really get to me, but like overall, it disappointed me so much because for a time period, Marvel 3 was my favorite fighting game. And this is the sequel I get, and I don't feel like it was a sequel. Like, I feel like it should have waited. Like, if that leak list is true, and the next like 7 characters or whatever coming out, I feel like if those characters were in the base game and you took out like at least half the cast who returned from the last game, I feel like we'd have a stellar, like, popular game on our hands.
Yeah, it just seems like Marvel has been just messing up with their games recently, with the exception of like Guardians of the Galaxy. They never really have had like super solid games, with the exception of maybe like X-Men Wolverine, but like even that's still shit because of
they don't really push their games that much. There's the Spider-Man game coming out soon, which I mean, like the swing. The only thing I care about is the swing, because I remember Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 2, and I loved that game. It felt so good because like one of the jokes I'd make with my cousins. Like when we played the first Spider-Man game, it was like weird. Like am I swinging off of planets? Where am I swinging from? Like I'm just going. And then that one was like, no, there's actually a bunch of tech to it, and it felt so good. As well as the less mentioned but still fantastic Ultimate Spider-Man game. I played that on the original Xbox. It was all cell shaded. The game looked fantastic. The game played great. I love that one, but I never really hear anyone talk about that game. But yeah, so that's my big that's my most disappointed one because
which one?
Like I said, I loved Marvel Infinite. I didn't want to rail on it, but like because I mentioned how much I like Marvel 3.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you if that was going to be your choice.
Yeah, that's I said Mass Effect Andromeda as a placeholder because like I heard great things about the first like series, and I played Mass Effect 1 and I really enjoyed it, and I played this and I was like, this is a buggy nightmare. There were points that there was multiple game-breaking bugs. Mm-hmm. There was a mission I had to do, and I was half an hour into this mission. And I had to beat these enemies and free the people from their cages. Okay, cool. I did that. And then when I had to go talk to the NPC, he was fused with another character. Like they were standing inside of each other, and I could not talk to them. Like the prompt for me to talk to him was not available. It's like, oh my God, I gotta reload the save. Go back, do all the thing again. I beat all the enemies. I find all the people who were supposed to be free from their cages. The cages are all raised, but they are stuck T-posing.
Oh no!
So I had to reload it again. I had to reload total like 4 times. 4 times before I was able to beat that point.
God.
And I was like, this is like, because like it was fun enough to play, but there was so many bugs. The next one that I actually almost uninstalled the game there, even though it was in the last boss fight.
Oh, you have
to. It's in multiple stages. You fight one stage until you beat this horde of enemies, and then you destroy this one thing. Then like, all right, go to the next stage. And I was waiting on the second thing to go to the last part, and the horde lasted 20 minutes, like way longer than it should have. I'm like, this feels like it's a bug. There's zero reason for it to last this long, like. And then I looked up a video online. Sure enough, that wave was nowhere near as long as it was supposed to be. Yeah, like my wave was stupid long in comparison to the video I saw online. And it's just it was a buggy nightmare. And then the day they were like, hey, we're sorry, here's a patch to fix the game, was on the day that Persona 5 came out. So I was like, you have zero reason to exist anymore.
And then they eventually just dropped support for it altogether, even though they had an entire timeline of what they would do.
Oh, I mean, this is EA who owns them, so that will be gone soon enough.
You're right.
Yeah, but on the opposite end of disappointments, y'all see those? I know James has, but y'all see those new Dragon Ball characters coming out? Dude, I was so fucking hyped because I think it was before in the voice chat we were talking about it. I was like, I legitimately believed. So my call was like, I legitimately believed that Gotenks and Vegeta were going to be the next characters revealed. I at least knew they were going to go in this saga. I didn't expect a Kid Buu. Like Kid Buu would be the better choice over Super Buu, in my opinion, because his fight style was more unique. His fighting style was super unique.
Yeah, but I mean, like. Personality though,
crazy wild guy.
Or Kid Buu. Wait, you're talking about Kid Buu?
I'm talking about Super Boo's personality is better.
So he's saying Super. Oh. Yeah, like because I mean, Super Buu is kind of like this cocky-ish asshole, which you could get from literally almost anyone else in the cast. Kid Buu was this like crazy wild fucking beast, and that was translated perfectly through his fighting style.
I fucking love Kid Buu, man.
Because of looking at how they fight. Like Kid Buu seems like the solid choice because once again, this is a fighting game.
He's just a savage bastard.
Yeah, like fucking running at you, and then like, what does Super Buu do? He does actually fight you, like hand to hand fight you, and then he has his chocolate beams and whatnot. What does Kid Buu do? He fucking rolls himself into a ball, slams into you, digs his hands through the dirt to grab your legs, and then like whip you around like a maniac. Like he fights like a wild animal. Like that translates way better to a fighting game if you want to make more unique characters than a guy who just does, martial arts like every other character.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of upset that adult Gohan is wearing the orange gi and not the purple one from early on in the Buu saga.
Yeah, that. I mean, well, to be fair, he did have that orange gi when he got to his ultimate thing. When he was Ultimate Gohan, he was wearing the orange gi.
Yeah, but like. The whole point is...
And the other one's cooler, but... that same argument could be said about Tien not wearing his clothes from Dragon Ball Z versus from Super.
Yes,
because he looked cooler in Z.
And I think Tien should be wearing his outfit from Dragon Ball Z. Like, yeah.
It is what it is. It's still gonna be a good game, though.
I know. It's just I wish there was more variety. I wish there's like a good portion of the cast that's wearing the same gi.
Well, yeah, there's 4 of them. Because it's Yamcha, Goku, Krillin, and Gohan, adult Gohan. This is actually something that came to mind because I was thinking about this. People were kind of complaining about the, like, oh, you guys did say you're not gonna have multiple of the same character, but we have 2 forms of Goku, 2 forms of Vegeta, and 2 forms of Buu, even though that one's a vastly different one. And 2 forms of like Gohan. Like, what is what is this?
Okay.
And I don't mind personally, but here's my question to you guys.
I will say that you shouldn't count Buu and Gohan in that list because they are.
Gohan should. No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I don't know why my mind translated Goku. Don't count Goku. I'm like, why would I not count him? But yeah, no, you're right about the Gohan one because it is they're completely different as how they work.
Yeah.
But my question to you guys is this: based off of like the other fighting games who've done some shit like Marvel, you decided you weren't going to buy because of the art style and just how it didn't look good to you. What bad moves would this game have to make for you not to buy it? Because I already know, no matter what they do, I already told you about like how this will prey on me. I don't care what the DLC is. I love Hyper Fighters. I absolutely love Dragon Ball Z. That is the anime that got me into anime. And I know that I'm going to be all over whatever they have. But is there anything they could do that makes you not get the game? Or you guys are like, no, I'm going to love this game regardless.
For DBZ Fighters, I'm going to get it. If like it just depends.
It would have to have It would have to have like hard microtransactions. It would also.
It won't. I don't see it in fighting games
like that. Yeah, I would get it later on.
Like it would have. It will have overpriced DLC. Like I'm already.
It would also have to have like garbage netcode.
Yeah, it can't play online. The microtransactions are everywhere. The story doesn't matter.
I got it. There's a stamina system. There's a stamina system to the online. That's how I would not buy.
What? Treating it like a phone, like a mobile game, where it's like you can only do so much.
Oh God.
Sorry, you lost 5 times. Please wait 24 hours or pay $24.
No, that would just be a no until they fix it from fan
yeah, that's gonna be a no.
Well, I didn't know like feasible things because that one no one would ever do. But the thing you mentioned about microtransactions.
You say that, but just wait. EA will do it.
They will put in something to make people not be able to play the game as much. Phone games only do that because here's the thing: phone games are free. Usually, there's some that make you pay, but they're usually free, and that being able to go further is something you have to pay for with resource crystals or something else. That system and economy works in mobile games because you don't have to pay up front.
I know I'm memeing, but I also want to shit on EA.
Oh god.
Ah man.
Yeah,
shitting on it. EA is never the wrong choice.
It's never the wrong choice, unless we're talking about EA Big. EA Big was good.
EA Big.
EA Big. Yeah, it was. What
did they make?
It was a variation of their sports games, but they were more like street based.
Oh, I remember football and basketball.
Yeah, that shit was awesome. Like fucking like in NFL.
Blitz?
Blitz, exactly. Blitz was the fucking shit. Just like
it was.
The gameplay is just hard foul the other players. Hard foul.
Pull out your gun and shoot them.
Man, I can't wait for Ribrianne to pull out a gun, and then Xenos gets super hype, and everybody starts throwing guns into the ring. It's like,
it just becomes a gang shootout.
Why does Jared have a flamethrower?
Fucking all right. I'm glad you mentioned that because that makes me think back to something else. Because I'm like, This doesn't make sense. As I've mentioned before, I'm rewatching very casually, like usually when I'm eating something, I'm rewatching Dragon Ball Z Kai. Because I'm not gonna watch the original series. I'm skipping like the filler episodes, like all that Snake Way stuff.
But what about learning to drive?
That is an episode worthwhile. That's one of the few worthwhile filler episodes. But my question is this, because it still doesn't make sense to me. Goku got to King Kai's planet, and after doing his basic testing things, what did King Kai do? He taught him the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. Mm-hmm. Very powerful techniques, correct? Mm-hmm. Why did he not teach those to Yamcha, Tien, or Piccolo when they were on his planet? What did they even do there?
Well, Piccolo wasn't really interested in training at all, was he? He didn't train with King Kai at all, did he?
No, he just kind of sat there. Yeah. The others trained with him.
Well, then the answer would be because none of them are powerful enough to handle it.
But here's the thing. Piccolo, even knowing this... about him. Mm-hmm. But, no, he didn't give a literal shit about that. He did not give a single fuck about what they were doing, what was going on. He almost refused to train them because they wouldn't make a joke. Same way he almost didn't. He refused to train Goku because Goku wasn't gonna tell him a joke to make him laugh.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let. Yeah.
He wouldn't let Goku watch him masturbate.
Wait, what?
No, he's going for the Louis C.K. thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Goku, you gotta.
I kind of
just stand there.
I can see Supreme Kai being that creepy dude. I can see
Supreme Kai's a great guy. What the fuck?
You mean no, Supreme Kai is a fucking creeper. He's almost as bad as Master Roshi, except he doesn't actively attack the woman he's interested in.
Yeah, because he can't. Because like,
I'm thinking about Elder Kai. I'm thinking about like the Elder Kai.
Elder Kai.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I was gonna say like what the
fuck Supreme Kai though.
Supreme Kai's cool.
No, he's not.
No. He's a cool guy.
Most of the Kais aren't cool.
No, he's not cool.
But Supreme Kai's cool though. Shut up.
What cool things has he done?
They're all.
He's talking about the one who showed up at the World Martial Arts Tournament with his orange-ish whatever friend.
Kibito.
Yeah, that guy.
Is cool. He's a cool guy.
Name two cool things he's done.
He fused with Kibito and got really cool long hair.
No, he was lame when he did that.
No,
and the fusing was lame. No, he was. That was. Yeah, was. Let's put on another opinion to break it.
And he wasn't there. Gohan would have never learned ultimate form.
Two things. First off, the reason Gohan had to take a step back, motherfucker. The fact that you shut up. The fact that he had to do that only happened because he froze Gohan in place so they could use so the guys could drain Gohan and find out where like Majin or where Bibbidi was and try and stop his plan and whatnot. They could have just worked those guys and like they could have never gotten the energy to make Majin Buu. So the fact that it even started was because of Supreme Kai.
He's a cool guy. I like him.
No, he's not. He's fucking
cool
lame.
Guy. He's got a cool mohawk.
Wait, that's it?
He's got a cool mohawk.
That's it.
He's got a cool uniform.
Cool mohawk. So if Hitler had a cool mohawk, he'd be a cool guy.
I'm not saying
James thinks he's very big on hairstyles. James said he liked Hitler only because his mustache was cool.
Yeah, whatever. Like, come on. Like, it's a really cool mustache, guys. Come on. Are you saying
how evil do you have to be to make have it where after you die, it's been like 60 years and people still refuse to wear your mustache? That is pure evil.
That's fucking something.
Because Charlie Chaplin had that. Like that was a style, and then Hitler did it and be like, oh, that shit's too evil.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
It's the
the collar pull.
Yeah. That whatever. Fuck you. Any last thoughts before we end the podcast, guys? Or?
I hope Noctis plays well in
Nope.
Tekken 7 because I'm gonna get that game because they showed off Noctis.
It's not.
I was gonna get it before.
It's on discount right now, right? For PlayStation Plus.
It might be.
Is it on discount right now?
I thought I saw something about sale. I didn't know if it was online or if it's at a store for Black Friday, but I know it's involved in some Black Friday sale.
I'm just gonna wait till Black Friday. Actually, that brings me to a question. because like I'm getting a Switch soon. What do y'all think my first game should be? Because I'm getting Street Fighter.
Super Mario Odyssey. It's Super Mario Odyssey. That should be your first game.
So I will say, because he mentioned before, because I talked to him about it, how he wasn't really a fan of Super Mario Odyssey. Or not Super Mario Odyssey. He wasn't a fan of like he doesn't want to play a Mario game. He said.
Why?
I don't care about Mario that much.
But it's why?
I will say that there was a point in this game.
Mania.
Sonic Mania is a good pick.
So
if you like that type of Sonic game.
Okay, all right. For a second, I got it confused, and I thought you were talking about Sonic Forces. I was about to snap and roast you, but okay.
No, James likes that though.
It's all right. I'll get it.
I thought you said you liked it.
It's all right. Pretty good.
Well,
it's it's not that good, but I like.
There's a lot. I played a lot of I almost said Sonic. I played a lot of Mario games. This game, hands down, has like my favorite moment in a Mario game.
It's hands down the best Mario game.
That's divisive. I never played Mario 64 myself, but I hear people saying like that was their big one. Like this to me, this is my favorite Mario game, and it has my favorite moment in any Mario game, like period.
And what is that? What is that moment?
Where
Mario dies.
No, Mario gets fucked up by Bowser twice.
Mario dies.
And then all the Toad's tears are like flying into his body as Captain Toad is next to him, and it turns him back from stone into a human being.
Okay. All right. No, hold on.
No,
okay, guys. What you're not understanding, there is an explanation for that, but it was removed from the theatrical release and only shows up in the director's cut. The explanation is that okay, there is a deleted scene in which the humans are creating Mewtwo, and they're running it through simulations and everything, and Mewtwo ends up fucking like killing a Pokemon, and it's crying or something, and basically it implies that Pokemon tears do have the ability to like remove, like to cure all status effects or something like that, and yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but I have to find the link that describes it. Hold on. In fact, let me just... You guys talk while I find this.
Okay. So you were saying... Oh, yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Other things you were excited for? You said the Switch...
Yeah, because I also saw that they're going to have like the collector's edition for Zelda on sale for like $40, so... I was thinking about picking that up.
It was just the so I think it's just the DLC stuff involved that is the on sale. I'm not sure how much stuff total is, but yeah, I actually need to look more into that to see what exactly is going on sale. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what else, because I have games like I play Splatoon. I think Splatoon 2 is a really fun game. I have Sonic Mania. I have a lot of fun with that. I have Binding of Isaac, which is a huge time sink. I've spent so much time on the game without even noticing it when I had nothing to do. I'm like, all right, well, let me play a few runs of this. And then some runs go really good, and you last a long time. I'm like, damn, it's been a few hours. Holy shit.
God damn.
I'm going to probably after this watch a video explaining the world story of Xenoblade, because I'm leaning more towards buying Xenoblade Chronicles 2 when it comes out.
You're right. There is that. What else? I was also gonna say. Oh yeah, I plan on seeing Justice League next week, so hopefully, I won't think it's utter shit based off, because everybody either says it's utter shit or it's like okay, middle of the road.
Oh, no one said it's great.
No one, not a single soul.
Like I mentioned before, like my two bias towards towards Superman and the Flash and how they handled them. Not how they handled them, but how much they jerked off to him. Like that is the big reasons for me why this movie was built from the ground up for me to hate it. And I didn't notice that. I didn't know that going in because I didn't look at like any trailers with the exception of like one.
Yeah, same here. I haven't. I'm done looking at movie trailers because they just spoil. I'm not taking the risk of it. They spoil it. For like movies I actually want to see, like for the Star Wars movie, I'm not looking.
Well, the Star Wars ones are handled a bit better, where it's mostly like theming and tone, not too much plot thrown in your face. But no, it's so I see James is back, and I see the times going on.
No.
So to wrap up on.
No. Keep talking. I'm still trying to find this explanation.
Oh, for the Pokemon shit. All right. For my things that I'm excited for, I'm still waiting to hear from when Under Night's coming out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
There is a legend told in the director's cut of the movie, explaining that Pokemon tears have the ability to restore life back to people. That is the story. So yeah, Pokemon tears actually do have the ability to revive people from the dead.
That's actually kind of terrifying.
It is. But like, how often do you see a Pokemon cry?
Here's the thing: you could just you know that Rick and Morty episode where like there's that whole dome with Mortys on the side and they're being all stabbed constantly. You could do that, and you could fucking have a torture factory for Pokemon just to harvest their tears.
God.
I'm alright with this.
And you know the crazy thing is, it's been confirmed that all Pokemon can talk after
Pikachu shit. Yep, the recent one.
Oh God! Don't talk about that.
It's so bad.
Love it.
Don't talk about that.
You're right. We won't talk about it because it's
Good.
It's the end of the podcast.
Yay!
Thanks, Claude. Thanks, George, for joining me on the DADCast.
Wow. Eat a dick. We were going over what we were looking forward to before we were ending, and you stopped me and didn't even do yours. Our noble host.
Nobody said I was
Fearless
noble.
leader.
Nobody said I was noble. First off.
He just said you were noble. So are you saying he's not a person? And I swear, if you say that half of crap, I will shoot.
What was that? I couldn't hear you. You kind of cut off.
I said, are you saying he just said that you're not noble? And are you saying that he's not a person? And I swear, if you say the same shit that they said on the fucking if you say that he's half of a person, I will shoot you in the face.
He's not half of a person, George. That's ridiculous.
He's gonna correct this. No, I know what he's gonna say.
He's gonna correct it. All right, never mind. You know what? Yeah, podcast is over. I'll see you guys later.
Fucking hard reads, Claude. Claude out here with the hard reads.